Okay. Art has always reflected and critiqued society. From musicians to sculptors, artists are the ones not only to observe, but also to question what's going on around them. In a world where information is all around us and easily accessible, not a lot challenges us to think deeply. Art, however, comes from within. It comes from the soul and calls on us to put our minds into action. The artist must look within to create, often challenging themselves to think on many levels. The creative process needed to form a successful piece in any media is essentially universal. For example, say one day you're racking your brain, you're trying to figure out just what to do to make a piece perfect. So you're thinking when through your own method, whether it's contemplating composition or values or whatever you're doing, even if it's just a gut feeling, you figure it out. Or maybe you try a couple things first. But either way, you've created a thought pattern. Then this pattern, which emerged merely through creative problem solving, can be applied to other pieces and other aspects of life. Art can change the way we view the world. It is through this artistic questioning that one can become an overall more aware and thoughtful person, and I think we need a few more of those. I've noticed that art has the power to build community. Buildings that house the arts lift the spirits and offer people a place to come together. In a school, the art rooms are the place where a lot of people hang out. Why? Because that's where they feel accepted. I'd even go so far as to call it a safe haven, because in art class, I've heard students say things such as, "This is the only class I can be myself in." In no other place and time have I seen such a diversity of people come together without any fear of judgment than when united through creativity. So what makes creative people more accepting? Is it because they're more content with themselves, or because they're more likely to see with from another point of view? What creates unconditional acceptance? I can only infer. Studies have shown that today, there's more pressure for youth to perform than ever before. Societal and economic pressures start at a younger age, and they say there's a lot of weight on our backs. Art offers an escape from this, or rather, a balance. Having a form of self-expression is more important than before, because as a young generation, creating a dimension in which you are totally free inspires confidence and acceptance. Now imagine if this dimension that is free of expectation and judgment could become an integral part of an entire culture that everyone shares. That's one of my dreams. Sometimes I worry that people forget we need nature. It created us, not the other way around. For me, my art deepened my connection to nature, as within it I found endless inspiration. I had always found beauty in the natural world, and drawing from observation was always nice, but this was more than that. As I immersed myself in the landscapes and began to attempt to capture the overwhelming beauty, I realized that I was not only seeing what I was drawing, but also feeling it. I was feeling in my mind the curves of the branches as they twisted closer to me. I was feeling the smooth texture of the leaves without ever having touched them, and I was feeling the spirit of the tree. 2 immediate results came from this, and one, my technique had improved. But more importantly, this expression forged within myself a lifelong bond to nature, which is priceless. Recently, my art classes at school have had the wonderful opportunity to spend time with the artists from the Wanda Fuca Senior Center. First, we created pieces inspired by Mother's Day in May, and then we shared the pieces as well as the stories that inspired them, and many were moved by the friendship that formed. Then, in late October, as we created pieces focused on Remembrance Day, these beginnings of a friendship blossomed into something transformative. We listened to stories of wartime, as well as shared our own experiences, and then were fortunate enough to exhibit the artwork at a show at Saunders Subaru with the help of the community. Having our art displayed in this gallery-like setting inspired confidence in all, and raised the ambition of those who wish to pursue art on a professional level. As we continued to exchange ideas and experiences with the senior artists, I realized that art had become a bridge. It had become a bridge over a generational gap, as if it had never even existed, and a bridge to a more connected community. Without these opportunities, some youth may never realize what art can unlock. But looking into the future, I hope for many more opportunities for youth like the one I was fortunate to experience, to engage with other artists, and especially artist mentors. On that note, as it's my final year in high school, one thing myself and many others are extremely excited for is our student art show, coming up in May. This show will include a wide range of talents, and I envision this as another chance to create confidence in community, and I hope it will reach as many people as possible. As part of a survey I was involved in, we were asked, what is youth culture on the West Shore? After some blank stares, then discussion, we'd agreed that there was no identifiable youth culture, that although select groups were involved in what they were passionate about, there weren't any quick connections between them. There was no space in which different creative mediums were unified for youth. When there is an accessible, tangible culture, youth find other ways to spend their time, perhaps less productive. However, imagine a community where all youth have a place to create without restrictions, where youth can feel accepted, as well as enjoy a pastime that improves quality of life. As these youth grow into adults, this freedom of expression is not lost. They carry it with them. Before you know it, majority of society will embrace creativity. More money will be spent supporting local artists. Suddenly there is a cycle, and although there is opportunity for economic improvement, the greatest benefit lies in the happiness of the individual, and therefore the happiness of the collective. A new, healthier, and more aware culture, all because youth were given the chance to create. That is why art is so important to youth, and that is why art is important to me. Thank you.